you're curious on how to build your own USB Army knife, the pen testing firmware that you can flash onto a T dongle or a WaveShare ESP32 S3 dongle, which is what we're going to be doing in this video, but you don't know how to flash it and you can't figure out the wiki, can't figure out the installation guide. Have no fear, man. Hi, I'm your pal Cal, and today I'm going to walk you through how to flash your very own USB Army knife by I-Am-Shodan. Now, some of you might be asking, what is the USB Army knife firmware? Well, it is an ethical hacking penetration testing tool by the developer I-Am-Shodan. Once again, we mentioned that again. He is a legend. He made his firmware, went dark for a while, but recently updated it, and that's a good sign because there's been some other companies that have kind of taken his firmware in a sense and added weird features like a subscription and a paywall. We're not going to mention that today, but this project is free, it's open source, and we're going to show you exactly how you can set it up. Now, this firmware comes with a disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. Remember to only test your own hardware. Do not test networks that you do not have permission to test on. Do not test hardware that you do not have permission to test on. And remember, don't be a skid. Now to get started, you're going to need yourself an SD card and a WaveShare ESP32 S3 1.47-inch dongle. You can use a LilyGo T dongle S3 and you can use an M5stack Atoms3u. There's a whole range of compatible devices for the USB Army knife firmware. There's binaries for all of them. If you're not following along with a WaveShare dongle, you can use any dongle as long as you select the right bin file, and we'll get to that much later. I personally love the WaveShare ESP32 S3 1.47. It's such a long name. The S3 WaveShare S3 dongle. The reason why I like it is because it has GPIO pins, giving you the ability to kind of expand on its existing hardware, and I think that's some thorough thinking there, especially since I am sped enough to have decided to throw an ATGM336H on it, and I know that looks kind of thick, and you might be asking yourself, why? Because I decided to, and it works, so, I mean, that's cool. Alright, so we're going to go to github.com/I-Am-Shodan/USB Army Knife. I'll link this down below in the description. Make sure you click right here and give him a star to support the developer himself. We can pull all the code and download it, but we don't really have to do that. We're going to come back to this. Down here, we have a list of all the things that we can actually do with the USB Army Knife, and there's a lot of features here. Ultimate Rickroll, Progress Bar, Covert Storage, USB Ethernet PCAP, Deploy Serial Agent, where is it? Yeah, stream mic audio over Wi-Fi, instantly crash Linux boxes. That's kind of crazy. And the supported hardware is, of course, the LilyGo T dongle S3, the Evil Crow cable, T-Watch S3, our device that will be flashing the WaveShare ESP32 S3 dongle. I really like this one. The M5stack Atoms3u. This one is what you want to pick if you really want to pretty much stream mic over Wi-Fi, and that's actually pretty. I don't know if yeah, it does. Oh, nope, it does not have an SD card. It stores to the flash memory. We have the ESP32U disc, the Pocket Dongle S3, which is, well, it's a ripoff of the T dongle S3. I think I'd get that before I got a T dongle S3. We have the WaveShare ESP32 Geek, the RP2040 Geek, the ESP32 key. I actually do have that. This is what's used to jailbreak PS4s. It's one of the methods. And here it tells you how to get started. You have a wiki, and it tells you that pretty much it'll get, after you flash it, it'll give you a Wi-Fi access point called iPhone 14. The password is password. And to access the web UI, this is the URL. We're going to get to that much later. But to select our device, we want to go over here where it says releases, click here, and it was updated 2 weeks ago. Ah, man. Let's give this a second. Why is this not loading? Hold on. There we go. So here we have the Evil Crow, generic. This is, I guess, just for like any ESP32 S3 or S2. Remember, the ESP32 S2 is Wi-Fi only, no Bluetooth. And the ESP32 S3 is Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and Wi-Fi at the 2.4 gigahertz band. We don't have a T dongle S3, so if you have a T dongle S3, click this. If you have a T-Watch S3, click this. Atoms3u, click that. But because we have the WaveShare 1.47-inch dongle, this is the one that we want to click down here. So we're going to click that, and that's going to download real quick. Once it downloads, we can move on to actually flashing. Now, once everything is downloaded, we want to extract all of the files and just, don't worry about it for right now. We're going to go move on to something that we actually need. So it's more than just all of these files. We have to get the boot app 0 file. So we're going to head over to the wiki. And then from wiki, we're going to go to installation. And installation, it'll give you different methods. You can flash with Visual Studio, Platform IO. And where is the thing that we need? Where is it? There we go. If you go to flashing with a web browser, down here it says download boot app 0.bin. So we're going to click that right there. And then it says raw right here. You see there's nothing here. Don't worry about it. There is something there. We're going to click download raw file. So click download raw file. Bada bing. We got that going. So we can go back here. And there's also a way to just, install it in a whole... There's a couple of ways. But this is the way that we're actually going to install it right here with the web browser. So you can use this on Mac OS, Linux, don't matter. So right here we have esp.hun.me by Spacehuhn. Spacehuhn is a legend. I use his ESP web tool all the time. He is an amazing individual. So we're going to go to connect and wait, where is my device? Hold on, let me find my device. All right, so you want to hold down the boot button, then plug in your device. Make sure you have the ESP32 or the ESP32 drivers rather downloaded. So ESP32 drivers, this is the website for it. It's the Silly Labs website. We go to downloads, and then we just click, if we're using Windows, the CP210X Universal Windows drivers. Just click that one. I'll link this down below in the description. From there, we hold down the boot button, select the USB JTAG unit. When it says select devices, make sure you select the right COM port. Make sure you're holding the boot button, which is on the right or left side of your device, or in the middle if you're using the ESP32S3 dongle by LilyGo. And then it should look like this: partitions.bin boot_app0.bin. This is that raw file that we downloaded earlier. And then firmware.bin, bootloader.bin, and the values here have to be correct. So 8,000, E000, 10,000, and 4 zeros. After we do that, we just hit program and we let it load. Now, if you followed all the steps, you can then plug this device into a power source. It'll then give off a Wi-Fi access point and you can access the web UI. So in this case, we have a power brick and we can just, is that the correct way? Yes, no, that is not the right way. There we go. And you should see real quick, nothing is really on the screen, but if you grab your phone, for example, and we look for the access point that we need, which should come up as iPhone 14, you can change it later in the settings, but we're just gonna go head over to Wi-Fi. And let me show you exactly what you can do and how to access the web UI. Now, there are a couple of other features. If you're using the WaveShare ESP32S3 dongle, it has GPIO pins. And I've taken the liberty of taking some female headers right here, soldering it directly to the board, and then grabbing a piece of perf board and soldering on a ATGM336H GPS module and a ceramic antenna with some double-sided tape, just kind of sticking right there. And this gives us the ability of having a word driver on a device, and I think that's pretty cool. There's two GPSs in the GPS section. There's one is a Neo 6M, the other one is an ATGM336H, and the Neo 6M is just, it's big. It wouldn't look as nice. With the ATGM336H, it fits rather nice, and hold on, we see, there we go. We got that red LED right there. I wonder what's going on. I probably have something wrong with the wire, but let me show you how you can access the web UI. So right there on the screen, it says a USB mode serial and USB class HID, and then the version number right about there. We don't really got to worry about that. We can grab our telephono and find iPhone 14 right there. Our password is password right there. Press OK. Give it a second, and yeah, we're connected without internet. So we're gonna just click always connect. Yeah, that's fine. And then we're gonna go to our browser, and we're gonna go to 4.0 0.3.2.1, and then the 2 dots, that's not a semicolon. Is that a semicolon? I forgot the word for that just now. But then you want to type in 8080 in between those 2 dots. If you don't know where to go, check the GitHub page. There's a guide to the URL. And yeah, this is the web UI. I've turned down the brightness a little bit, and here it says status, ready, uptime, a few seconds, errors, 0, connected to. We can connect it to a Wi-Fi network if we need. Agent, not connected. USB mode, serial plus HID. Now I do have an SD card inside this 3D printed enclosure. That's what I really like about this device is it's, you know, it's upgradable. You can add stuff to it. Man, it's a nice feature. I know a lot of people just like simplistic. You'll almost never use these GPIO pins if you don't want to add different sensors, but I wanted to add a GPS to it, so I did, and just for fair warning, this is definitely not necessary. Like this, there are way better war drivers than this, but yeah, let me keep going. So here we can go to settings, and in settings it says Wi-Fi AP mode, it's on true, Wi-Fi AP, we can change the Wi-Fi name here, and we can change the Wi-Fi password. So where it says Wi-Fi Pured and Wi-Fi AP, those are where you can pretty much, right here, you can set all the settings that you'd like. Now commands is where everything gets kind of nice. We have raw commands, we can just execute raw CLI commands, and then here is the agent. And here is Marauder. We have Marauder on your phone. So you can discreetly just plug one of these guys in and, you know, use some of the features within Marauder. Stop scan, deauth, beacon spam, rickroll, Bluetooth spam, and Bluetooth spam all. Bluetooth spams are so annoying. God, man, let's go back a little bit. And here we also have a file browser. So depending what kind of scripts you put on this device, you can have it saved directly to the SD card and then come access those files sometime later. We also have the ability of performing over-the-air updates. We have our logs right here, which tell us that, you know, this is a WaveShare display. We have VNC right there. With the agent installed, you can inspect the screen from the remote machine by clicking here. So we click there, and of course we have nothing connected because we are connected to a battery bank. But the features are there, and it's just amazing. The WaveShare dongles are like $12 from WaveShare directly. I believe you can get a 2-pack on Amazon for like $27, $30, something like that. Don't get ripped off on these dongles. They're cheap, they're inexpensive, and they can come in handy if you want to just throw it in just in case into your everyday carry. They can teach you a lot about different aspects of bad USB scripts, things of that sort. There's a lot of good need for a discrete USB drive on the go. So if you're looking to pretty much just build one yourself, man, it's an easy guide and it's a nice educational tool at the end of the day. I really hope this video helps you. Don't forget to support I-Am-Shodan and the other developers that I've linked down below, because these developers do a lot, man, and they are amazing human beings that teach, educate, and inspire so many people each and every day. I wouldn't be able to do half my videos if it wasn't for the developers. They're the real heroes here. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing to the channel. It helps supports us, helps me. I would appreciate it. Like, share, comment, hype, all that's totally up to you though. Also, we go over different variations of tech daily in our YouTube shorts every single day. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for the love and support. We'll see you next time.